The text came through at 9:47 p.m. on a Thursday night. 3 words that shattered everything: "Don't come tomorrow." I stared at my phone screen, the glow illuminating my face in the darkness of my tiny studio apartment. My sister Simone's message sat there like a slap, casual and cold.
No explanation. No apology.
Just those 3 words after I'd spent $18,000 planning a 2-week Caribbean family vacation for 8 people. My hands trembled as I reread it. Tomorrow. They were uninviting me the night before departure. Wait, what? I whispered to the empty room. Another text appeared. Mama said we need the space for Aunt Cheryl's daughter instead. You understand, right? Family first. Family first. The irony burned through my chest like acid. I was the one who'd worked double shifts at the hospital for 9 months to save for this trip. I was the one who'd researched resorts, booked flights, coordinated schedules. I was the one who'd sacrificed my own needs, again, because that's what I always did. The emoji at the end, that damn smiling emoji, felt like Simone was mocking me through the screen. I sat frozen on my couch, my nursing scrubs still damp with sweat from a 12-hour shift. My feet ached. My back screamed. And now this. The vacation was supposed to celebrate Mama's 60th birthday. I'd planned everything down to the private beach dinner, the spa treatments, the sunset catamaran ride. Everything was in my name. My credit cards. My confirmation numbers. My phone buzzed again. You're not mad, are you? We knew you'd understand. You always do. Something inside me cracked. Let me tell you about my sister Simone. She's 28, 4 years younger, and has lived her entire life wrapped in Mama's unconditional adoration. Where I was sturdy and responsible, Simone was beautiful and special. Where I studied nursing and worked my way through community college, Simone got a full ride to a private university that she dropped out of after 2 years to find herself. That search apparently required Mama's financial support for the past 6 years. I remember the exact moment I understood my place in this family. I was 14, sitting at the kitchen table with a 4.0 report card. Mama glanced at it, nodded, and said, "That's nice, baby." Then Simone walked in with a B- in algebra, and Mama threw a celebration dinner. "She's trying so hard," Mama explained when she saw my face. This comes easy to you." Nothing came easy to me. I just made it look that way because showing struggle meant being a burden, and I learned early that being a burden meant being invisible. Simone never learned to be invisible. She learned to shine. At family gatherings, she'd hold court in the living room while I washed dishes in the kitchen. She'd post photos of brunch with Mama while I covered extra shifts so I could send money home for utilities. When she started dating Marcus, a finance guy with a luxury car and empty promises, Mama called it catching a good man. When I dated anyone, Mama asked, "But is it serious? You're not getting younger, Laura." The vacation was supposed to be different. I'd planned it as a peace offering, a way to buy belonging. Stupid, I know. But hope makes fools of us all. Now, staring at Simone's text, I realized something crystallized and cold. I'd spent $18,000 to discover I wasn't actually family. I was staff. I didn't sleep that night. I sat with my laptop open, staring at the resort confirmation email, my mind replaying every sacrifice that led to this moment. The time I gave Mama $3,000 for emergency car repairs, only to see Simone post photos from Miami 2 weeks later. The birthday last year when everyone forgot, except me, and I still showed up with gifts for everyone else. The countless holidays spent alone because we just assumed you had to work. At 3 a.m., my phone rang.
Mama.
"Laura, baby, you got that text, right?" Her voice was cheerful, unbothered. Like she was confirming a dinner reservation, not destroying my heart. "Mama, I paid for everything." "I know, baby, and we appreciate it. But Cheryl's going through a divorce, and Tanisha needs this trip. You understand family obligations." "I'm family." Silence. Then, softer, almost pitying, "Don't be dramatic. This isn't about you." That's when it happened. That's when something fundamental shifted in my chest, A door slamming shut on years of trying, pleading, hoping. "You're right," I said, my voice eerily calm. "This isn't about me. It never was." I hung up before she could respond. My hands moved across the keyboard with surgical precision. I pulled up every confirmation: the resort, the flights, the rental cars, the restaurant reservations, the spa packages. Everything was in my name. Everything required my authorization to modify or cancel. The resort's cancellation policy appeared on screen. Cancellations made more than 48 hours before check-in receive full refund minus processing fee. I checked the time.
3:17 Uhr nachts.
Their flight left at 2 p.m. today. That gave me about 11 hours before the 48-hour window closed. I opened a new tab and started typing. Before I did anything, I needed documentation. Years of being gaslit had taught me to keep proof. I opened my files folder, labeled Family Vacation 2024, and reviewed everything methodically. Bank statement showing the withdrawals: $4,200 for flights, $8,500 for the resort, $2,800 for excursions and activities, $1,500 for the private birthday dinner, $1,000 for miscellaneous expenses. Total, $18,000. Not $1 from anyone else. I'd asked for contributions back in January when I first proposed the trip. Simone said she was between opportunities, translation, unemployed by choice. My brother James said his construction business was slow, translation, he'd just bought a new truck. Mama said she was on a fixed income, translation, she'd just gotten her nails and hair done at the expensive salon. So I'd paid. Like always. I scrolled through our family group chat, screenshotting every conversation. The messages painted a picture clearer than words. Simone, March 15th MG Laura. Can we upgrade to ocean view rooms? I need the aesthetic for my Instagram. Me. That's an extra $2,000. Can you chip in? Simone. Girl, you know I'm broke. But you're so good with money. You got it. Mama, April 3rd Laura. Your brother wants to bring his new girlfriend. Can you add another room? Me. Mama, that's another $850 per night. Mama. He really likes this one. Be a good sister. I added the room. James never even thanked me. Simone, May 22nd change my flight to first class? Coach triggers my anxiety. I upgraded her. Cost me an extra $600. Now I compiled everything into a single PDF, all receipts, all messages, all proof that this vacation existed solely because of my labor, my money, my sacrifice. Then I did something I'd never done before. I saved it all to a cloud drive and shared the link with myself in 3 different email accounts. Because I knew what was coming. At 6 a.m., I called the resort. Ocean Pearl Resort. This is Destiny speaking. How may I assist you? Her voice was professionally cheerful, unaware she was about to become part of my revolution. Hi, Destiny. I have a reservation under Laura Thompson. Confirmation number GH458921. I need to cancel all rooms. There was typing, then a pause. Ms. Thompson, I see you have 4 suites booked for 14 days. Checking in today at 3 p.m. May I ask the reason for cancellation? Family emergency. More typing. I'm very sorry to hear that. Just to confirm, this will be a full cancellation of all 4 suites. I show 8 guests total on this reservation. Yes. All of them. All right, and since you're cancelling more than 48 hours before check-in, you'll receive a full refund minus a 10% processing fee. That's a refund of $7,650 to the card ending in 4892. Is that correct? Perfect. Done. Your cancellation is confirmed. You'll receive an email shortly. Is there anything else? Actually, yes. Can you make a note on the account? If anyone else calls claiming to be a guest on this reservation, they are not authorized to make any changes or rebook. Only I am authorized. Absolutely. I've added that note. Will there be anything else? That's all. Thank you, Destiny. You're welcome, Ms. Thompson. I hope everything works out with your family. I smiled at the irony. It will. Trust me. Next, I called the airline. Same process. Cancelled all 8 tickets. Refund processed. $3,780. The rental car company. The catamaran excursion. The spa. The private beach dinner. One by one, I dismantled everything I'd built. With each cancellation, I felt lighter. By 9 a.m., it was done. The vacation was erased. And I had $16,200 coming back to me. I made coffee, sat on my couch, and waited. The first call came at 11:30 a.m. Simone's voice was pure panic. Laura, what the hell did you do? I sipped my coffee, letting her scream. In the background, I could hear chaos, Mama's voice shrieking, James cursing, children crying. I cancelled the vacation, I said calmly. You what? We're at the airport. Our tickets don't work. The agent said they're cancelled. Laura, this isn't funny. You're right. It's not funny. Neither was being uninvited last night. That was, we just needed, you can't do this. I absolutely can. Everything was in my name. My money. My credit cards. I simply took back what was mine. Mama wants to talk to you. There was fumbling, then Mama's voice, shaking with rage. Laura Renee Thompson, you fix this right now. The use of my full name, the threat implicit in it, would have worked once. Not anymore. No. Excuse me. I said no, Mama. You uninvited me. So I uninvited all of you. Baby, that was just a misunderstanding. We didn't mean. Yes, you did. You meant exactly what you said. You always do. Don't you dare. I spent $18,000 on this trip. Not one of you contributed a single penny. And when you decided you'd rather have cousin Tanisha, someone who didn't plan it, didn't pay for it, didn't sacrifice for it, you thought I'd just accept it. Like always. You're being selfish. The accusation hung in the air. Selfish. The word they always used when I dared to have boundaries. Maybe I am, I said. Maybe it's time. I hung up. My phone exploded with calls and texts. I silenced it all and opened my laptop. Time for phase 2. By noon, my phone had 47 missed calls and 93 text messages. I read through them, documenting the evolution of their panic. James, 11:45 a.m. Laura. This is ridiculous. We have kids here. You're ruining their vacation. Me. I paid for their vacation. You ruined it when you prioritized a cousin over your sister. Simone, 12:03 p.m. Everyone staring at us at the airport. You're embarrassing the whole family. Me. You embarrassed yourself. Mama, 12:15 p.m. I raised you better than this. This is cruel. That one stung. But I typed back anyway. Me. You raised me to sacrifice everything and expect nothing. Mission accomplished. Then my phone rang, a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Hello. Laura. It's Aunt Cheryl. I froze. Aunt Cheryl, Mama's older sister, the family matriarch. If Mama was calling her, this was serious. Aunt Cheryl. Baby, what's going on? Your Mama called me crying, saying you cancelled some vacation out of spite. I took a breath. Did she tell you they uninvited me the night before departure? After I paid for everything? Silence. Then, come again. I spent $18,000 planning a 2-week vacation for the family. Mama's birthday trip. I paid for every flight, every room, every meal, every excursion. Last night at 9:47 p.m., Simone texted saying don't come tomorrow. Said they needed my spot for Tanisha instead. More silence. Longer this time. 18,000, and they uninvited you. Yes, And this trip was your idea. Your money. Every penny. I heard her exhale slowly. And what did your Mama say when you asked her about it? She said I was being dramatic. That this wasn't about me. Lord have mercy. Then Aunt Cheryl laughed, a sound like thunder rolling across summer sky. Laura, baby, Aunt Cheryl said, still chuckling, you did the right thing. I nearly dropped my phone. What? You heard me. Your mama and Simone have been running over you for years. I've watched it. We all have. Somebody needed to teach them that actions have consequences. But Mama said. Your mama says a lot of things. Let me tell you what she didn't say. She didn't tell me you paid for everything. She made it sound like this was a family trip everyone contributed to, and you cancelled it because you weren't invited to some dinner or something petty. She lied, Laura, to make you look bad. The revelation shouldn't have surprised me, but it did. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe I'd always known and just didn't want to believe it. I have proof, I said quietly. Screenshots. Receipts. Everything. Then you need to send those to the family group chat. Right now. Because your mama's been blowing up everyone's phone painting you as the villain, and people who don't know better are believing her. Aunt Cheryl, I don't want to start family drama. Baby, the drama already started. You didn't start it. They did. You're just finishing it. Now send those receipts. She hung up before I could respond. I opened the family group chat, the one with 37 members spanning 3 generations. The messages were already flying. Uncle Ron, Laura, your mama is heartbroken. This is low. Cousin Denise, imagine being so petty you'd ruin a trip over not being invited to one dinner. Second cousin Marcus, some people just toxic. Sad. They were all getting the edited version. Mama's version. Time to give them the truth. I uploaded the PDF to the chat. All 47 pages. Every receipt. Every text exchange. Every screenshot documenting exactly who paid for what and exactly how I was treated. Then I typed one message. Me. Here's what actually happened. Read before you judge. I hit send and closed my laptop. While the family chat exploded, I sat alone remembering the moment this pattern began. I was 9 years old, and Simone was 5. It was Christmas morning. Mama had struggled that year. Daddy had just left, taking the child support with him into his new life. There wasn't much money for presents. I understood that, even at 9. So when I opened my gift and found a pack of discount store socks and a dollar store coloring book, I smiled and said, "Thank you, Mama. I love it." Then Simone opened hers, a brand new bike, shiny red with streamers on the handlebars. She squealed with delight, and Mama's face lit up in a way I'd never seen directed at me. "But Mama," I'd asked quietly, "how come Simone got a bike and I got socks?" Mama had looked at me with something between pity and irritation. "Baby, Simone's younger. She needs the joy. You're my strong one. You understand, right?" Ide nudda. Because what else could I do? That became the pattern. I was the strong one. The responsible one. The one who understood. And understanding, I learned, meant accepting less. Expecting less. Deserving less. I understood when Simone got a car for her 16th birthday and I got a card. I understood when Mama paid for Simone's college and I took out loans. I understood when family gatherings celebrated Simone's new job, the one she'd quit 3 months later, while my nursing degree went unmentioned. I understood myself right into invisibility. The bike incident taught me something else too. It taught me that my feelings didn't matter as much as keeping peace. That my needs were negotiable. That love in this family was conditional and had to be earned through sacrifice. I'd been earning it for 23 years. My phone buzzed. The family chat was moving too fast to read. I opened it anyway. The family chat was a war zone. "Aunt Cheryl, you'll need to read what Laura posted. All of it. Because some of y'all owe her an apology." Cousin Denise, "Oh my God. Laura paid for everything. And they uninvited her." Uncle Ron, "Wait. Patricia, you told me this was everyone chipping in and Laura threw a fit about seating arrangements." Mama, y'all don't understand the full context. Aunt Cheryl, the context is in black and white. Patricia,
$18,000.
Not one dime from anyone else. And you kicked her off her own vacation. Simone, it wasn't like that. We just thought. Cousin Denise, you thought what? That you could use your sister like an ATM. Girl, bye. Uncle Ron, Patricia, this is wrong. You know this is wrong. Mama, Laura's always been sensitive. She's making this bigger than it is. That message stopped me cold. Always been sensitive. Translation, always been inconvenient. But then something unexpected happened. My cousin Marcus, the one who'd called me toxic 30 minutes ago, posted something that made my throat tight. Marcus, Aunt Patricia, I need to say something. Last Thanksgiving, Laura paid for groceries for dinner when you said you were short. $200. She told me not to mention it because she didn't want you to feel bad. That's who your daughter is. Maybe it's time you saw her. The chat went silent. Then another message. Uncle Ron, she paid my light bill last winter. $300. Wouldn't let me pay her back. Cousin Denise, she bought school supplies for my kids every year since they started school. Never asked for anything back. Aunt Cheryl, she sent me money for my surgery copery. $1,000. I tried to pay her back, and she said family doesn't keep score. One by one, people started sharing. Small moments. Quiet kindnesses. Years of me showing up, helping out, being there, all invisible until this moment. The messages kept coming, each one a small validation I didn't know I needed. Cousin Janice, Laura helped me study for my nursing boards. Spent 3 weeks tutoring me every night after her own 12-hour shifts. I passed because of her. And when I tried to take her to dinner to celebrate, she said she was just happy for me. Uncle Leon, when my car broke down and I couldn't get to work, Laura drove 45 minutes to pick me up. Every day for 2 weeks. Never complained once. Cousin Terry, she co-signed my apartment lease when nobody else would. Put her own credit on the line for me. I could never forget that. I stared at the screen, tears blurring the words. I'd forgotten half these moments. They were just what you did. What I thought family did. Mama, you're making her sound like a saint. She ain't perfect. Aunt Cheryl, nobody said she was perfect, Patricia. But she's been more family to these people than blood. And you treated her like she was disposable. Simone, Mama, maybe we should just apologize. Mama, apologize for what? For trying to include Tanisha. For thinking Laura would understand like she always does. Aunt Cheryl, that's the problem. You expect her to understand while you never try to understand her. You take and never give back. Well, she stopped giving. Good for her. My phone rang.
Mama.
I stared at it, watching it buzz against the table. On the 4th ring, I answered. What, Mama? You happy now? Got the whole family against me. I didn't do that. You did. Laura, can you rebook everything? We'll figure something out. Maybe everyone can chip in. No. Baby, please. Your siblings are here with their kids. They crying. You want that on your conscience. They should have thought about that before uninviting me at 9:47 p.m. That was a mistake. I'm admitting that. You're not admitting anything. You're just mad you got caught. Silence. Then, quieter, I'm your mother. Then act like it. I hung up. That night, I did something I'd never done before. I wrote everything down. Not for them. For me. Dear Laura. You spent 23 years trying to earn love that should have been free. You worked double shifts while Simone slept in. You sent money home while saving nothing for yourself. You planned celebrations for people who forgot your birthday. You built a home in your heart for people who never gave you a room in theirs. You thought if you were good enough, selfless enough, useful enough, they'd finally see you. But the truth is, they always saw you. They just didn't care. And that's not on you. That's on them. You are not responsible for their lack. Their inability to appreciate you is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their character. Asterisk. You are done being the family ATM, the family therapist, the family scapegoat. Today, you chose yourself. And you know what? That's not selfish. That's survival. You are enough. You always were. It's just that they weren't enough for you. Love. You. I folded the letter and put it in my nightstand drawer. Then I opened my laptop and did something else I'd never done. I booked a vacation for myself. 1 week. Solo. A small bed and breakfast in a place with no cell service. Just me, books, and silence. Cost. $1,800. I could afford it now. Funny how that worked. My phone buzzed. Not the family chat this time. A private message from James, my brother. James, Laura, I need to say something. I was wrong. I should have contributed. I should have defended you. I should have been a better brother. I'm sorry. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed. Me, thank you for saying that. It means a lot. James, can we talk sometime? Not about the vacation. Just talk. Me, maybe. But not right now. I need space. James, I understand. Take all the time you need. It wasn't much. But it was something. 3 days later, Aunt Cheryl called. Laura, you sitting down? Should I be? Your mama and Simone tried to rebook the vacation themselves. Used Simone's credit card. I sat up. What? Airline told them the tickets were flagged as fraudulently cancelled. They tried to claim you did it without permission. Agent asked for proof of purchase. Guess whose name was on everything? Mine. Exactly. They got nothing. Simone even tried crying about it being her mama's birthday. Agent said, according to our records, the person who paid and the person who cancelled are the same. We cannot help you. I shouldn't have felt satisfaction, but I did. What happened then? Your mama called me asking to borrow money to rebook. $10,000. I told her no. You did. Baby, I'm 68 years old. I'm too old to enable nonsense. I told her if she wanted a vacation that bad, she could save for it like you did. She didn't like that. I bet she didn't. She said I was turning on her. I said no, I was finally standing with you. There's a difference. We sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Aunt Cheryl said softly, You doing okay? Really? Yeah, I said, and meant it. I actually am. Good. Because you deserve to be. You always did. After we hung up, I checked my bank account. The refunds had all cleared. $16,200. I'd lost $1,800 to cancellation fees, but I'd gained something priceless. My dignity. I transferred $15,000 to a new savings account. Labeled it Freedom Fund. Then I took the remaining $1,200 and donated it to a local charity that helped single mothers pay their bills. In Mama's name. The irony wasn't lost on me. My phone buzzed. The family chat. I hadn't checked it in 2 days. I opened it cautiously. Uncle Ron. Family meeting next Sunday. Everyone's expected. Oh no. Sunday came faster than I wanted. I walked into Aunt Cheryl's house, neutral territory, expecting ambush. Instead, I found something different. The living room was full. Extended family, all looking uncomfortable. Mama sat in the corner, arms crossed, jaw tight. Simone beside her, eyes red from crying. James stood near the window, hands in pockets. And Aunt Cheryl presided from her chair like a judge at trial. Sit down, Laura, Aunt Cheryl said gently. I said. We called this meeting, Uncle Ron began, because this family is broken. And it's time we addressed why. Mama opened her mouth to speak, but Aunt Cheryl raised her hand. Patricia, you'll get your turn. Let him finish. Uncle Ron continued, We've watched Laura give and give to this family for years. Money, time, energy. And we've watched you'll take it for granted. What happened with this vacation was just the breaking point. It could have been anything. But it was going to break eventually. "We're here," Aunt Cheryl said, looking directly at Mama, "to decide if this family wants to heal or keep bleeding." Mama's voice was defensive. "I loved my daughter." "Love isn't just a feeling, Patricia," Aunt Cheryl interrupted. "It's action. It's respect. It's reciprocity. When's the last time you sacrificed something for Laura the way she sacrificed for you?" Silence. "That's what I thought." Then James spoke, his voice rough with emotion. "Laura, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I took your kindness for weakness. I'm sorry I let Mama and Simone treat you like you were less than. I'm sorry I didn't protect you when I should have." Tears streamed down his face. Real ones. Simone stood up, trembling. "I'm sorry too. I was jealous of you. You're smarter, harder working, more together than I'll ever be. And instead of being proud of you, I resented you. I made Mama choose me because I was scared if she didn't, you'd be the favorite. Because you deserved to be." My throat tightened. "And I'm sorry," Simone continued, "for taking advantage of you. For mocking your generosity. For that text message. You didn't deserve that. You deserved better. You always did." All eyes turned to Mama. She sat there, stone-faced, pride warring with something else in her eyes. Finally, she whispered, "I failed you." "Yes," I said. "You did. I don't know how to fix it." "I don't know either. But it starts with seeing me. Really seeing me. Not as the strong one who doesn't need anything. But as your daughter who needed her mother." Mama broke then, tears falling. "I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry." It wasn't enough. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But it was a beginning. Aunt Cheryl stood up. "Laura has booked herself a solo vacation. She deserves that peace. When she gets back, if she chooses to forgive y'all, that's her choice. But this family owes her more than apologies. You'll owe her changed behavior. Because words are cheap. Actions matter." I looked around the room at my family, imperfect, broken, but trying. And I said the truest thing I'd ever spoken. Silence didn't mean weakness. It meant I was tired of fighting for scraps of love. I'm done with that now. I love myself too much to settle for less anymore. I stood up, grabbed my purse, and walked toward the door. "Laura." Mama called. I turned. "Thank you," she said, "for not giving up on us completely." "I haven't yet," I replied. "But Mama, I chose me this time. And I'm going to keep choosing me. You can either respect that, or watch from a distance." I walked out into sunshine, feeling lighter than I had in years. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "This is Destiny from Ocean Pearl Resort. I heard what happened. You're a queen. Enjoy your peace." I smiled. This home was built on sacrifice, not lies. And I just reclaimed the deed to my own life. If you've ever been the family giver, the one who sacrifices in silence while others take and take, this is your sign. Your peace matters. Your boundaries matter. You matter. Choose yourself. It's not selfish. It's survival. Drop her if you felt this story in your soul.